In this video, all your doubts regarding what role you get qualified for, what interview mail you can expect, what would be the results date and interview date would be allocated to you, all your doubts regarding admit card and all, I will talk in this video. So it would be one stop for you. So please stay tuned till the end. Hello everyone, my name is Aditya Mishra and you are watching Prime Coding. If you are preparing for TCS NQT or any of the coding exams or placements, you are at the right place. I put the content which will help you to prepare in your coding placements or technical placements. Great. So in this particular video, we'll talk about the pattern of the coding question, because in 2024 they have changed the pattern of the coding section. Why it is, we'll let you know in that slide. Aptitude pattern, because if we need to analyze the cutoff of 2024, we should know how many exact question you need to solve out of how many questions. Moving forward with the results and interview dates that I have tried to get it from internet by thorough research and talking to the TCS employees also. So yes, so first section is coding section, in which you have two problems, easy and medium, or in total the shift would be of 90 minutes. So for the first question, you will get 35 minutes to solve. Basically, it's an easy question. It's directly came from my array 2 hours video. It's a one shot video and a string video. You can find mostly similar question or the same question directly popped into the TCS NQT exam. So it is sufficient for that. And medium problems also, I have tried to cover everything in these types of full one shot videos. If you are preparing for it, it would be a great resource for you. So medium problem you need to solve into 55 minutes. You have in total 90 minutes. Great. So 35 minutes and 55 minutes, they did the range because people are not managing their time in exam, and 35 minutes it also creates some criteria how much time you took to solve first question, how much time you took to solve medium level questions. Why it is, it can help the invigilating team to get the right candidate out. If candidate A has solved first question in 20 minutes and second question in, let's say, 20 minutes, then it's a high possibility because he has solved both questions very early or very fast. But let's say candidate B who take full 35 minutes and 55 minutes, so it can be hard. But in TCS, very few times this type of work has been did, but it can be happen this time because they have put in the time constraints here. Great. So I hope you got the over idea of coding section. So let's move over the pattern of TCS NQT 2024. So numerical ability, you can expect 20 question out of 25 and be similar to logical reasoning, verbal ability. Now advanced quants and aptitude logical reasoning, in that you can expect 14 to 16 questions and you need to solve in 25 minutes. Moving forward, the advanced coding, you have 2 and 90. Great. So where the two questions are, one easy and medium, we have just discussed it, and they have time bounds also. Now let's hop over the expected cutoffs for the ninja role. Ninja role is a very basic role where you can expect 3.3 to 3.5 LPA as your salary, and you need to solve in the numerical ability 40 to 50% questions as per 2017, 18, 19, 20. I have started the research from 2018. So I can say that 40 to 50% you need to solve, which is 8 to 10 questions right correctly in out of 20 questions you need to solve in numerical ability. And in logical reasoning, 45 to 55%, because I saw many people can solve logical reasoning because this section it's not that hard according to the numerical ability, in that you need to solve 9 and 11 questions out of 20 questions. For verbal ability, you need to solve 40 to 48%, because we know that very less people prepare for verbal ability. They think they know everything, but in exams they thought that the answer is right, but after evaluating their answer they find they get very less marks. So verbalization is very confusing. So now in this question you need to solve 10 to 12 out of 25 question to get qualified for ninja role. And in advanced quants and logical reasoning, you need to solve 40 to 50% of the question, which is 7 to 8 questions out of 16 or 14 question you need to solve. For coding round, if you have solved 50%, which means one coding question out of 2 coding questions, and if you have solved nicely above criteria or numerical ability, logic or advanced quants, if it is below average or it's above average, if you have solved this question, let's say 5 out of 7 test case or 6 out of 7 test case also, you can expect the ninja role interview mail. Great. So let's move to the digital role, which is a very hot role in TCS because not many but few got chances to sit in digital role, and the demotions start from here. The demote, if your interview is not that up to the mark, you can be demoted to the ninja role if you have giving the interview for digital role. Great. So I have covered extensively about how to crack interviews. Like all these parts has been explained thoroughly, so the link would be in the description. Please have a look over it. Now in digital you need to solve 70 to 15%. As you can see, directly 15% more according to the ninja role you need to solve. Great. So 14 to 15 question out of 20, and 70 to 75, 14 to 15 out of 20, and 70 to 80. And this type of information is, I would say, type of this, if you have did according to my analysis, you can expect the call for it. It may be one question up and down, but it would be the same. Okay, so 18 to 20 out of 25 question you need to solve in verbal ability, and for advanced quants you need to solve 63 to 67%, which is 10 out of 14 to 16 questions you need to solve in advanced quants and logical reasoning, which means in coding you need to solve 50%, which means one question is also enough if you have performed well in all these apti round. If you have performed well or curated much marks in apti round, you can expect if you have solved one question out of two questions. And it might be, you can, like if it's the second question you have submitted for 4/7, it can increase your probability to get the digital role. But your apti round is look like this, and you have solved one coding question fully, all 7 out of 7 case got passed, which means you can expect the call for digital role. It is pretty interesting. Now let's say expected cutoff for prime role. The prime role you can expect 11.5 to 12 LPA as a salary, which is much. Now numerical ability, which is 90% you need to solve out of 20 questions, which is 18 question. For logical reasoning, you need to solve 18 questions out of 20 questions. For verbal ability, you need to solve 22 out of 25 questions. For advanced quants and logical reasoning, you need to solve 75 or 81% out of 14 to 16 questions, which states 12 to 13 questions in this section. Coding round, you need to solve both fully. It's not that you have performed well in aptitude but you are not able to do questions well. Like in first question you have, let's say, solved 7 out of 7 test case, but in second you have solved 5 out of 7 test case. You can't you will not get prime role for your interview. You might get digital. You will get digital if you have did extensively nice in aptitude round, but you can't expect prime role if you have not solved both the questions. So if you have solved both the questions, it's very good. And for the digital, I would add one line. If your average, this is an average you need to score, which means it's make that if you have solved 70 to 75% or 80% of each section, you can expect a digital round. But if let's say you have solved only 65%, 60% also, but you have solved both coding question, it will also take you to the digital interview round. Great. So this is one line I need to add. Now moving forward with results and interview, what you can expect. So many students need to write TCS NQT till now because many students didn't receive the admit card yet, which means that because of election happening in all over India, so basically this exam is pan India. So they need to see which states are having eligibilities. So they are just delaying it for a while. The paper would be done in the May or the first week of June, but you can expect the results can be start coming in mid of the June or end of the June, and you can expect the interviews call in July. So you have at least 1 month or 2 months to prepare for interview. Please guys, prepare for the interview. I am extensively working for you to crack all these interviews. I have till now put in DBMS theory video, then SQL, all questions, and this question if you have did, I can bet you can solve any questions if it comes into this, because it's consists all the previous year questions, as well as the questions are basically very hot questions which comes in every service based company, not only TCS, every, so that it can be a one-stop solution for you. Moving forward with the next thing, please like the channel, subscribe the channel, because you don't afford to miss any of the great updates, because in future I will put OS, CN, how to present yourself in interview, and much more. You just, if you need some specific video, please put into the comment. And one thing that I want to add is, you have a chance to get more. Like if say ninja, in ninja role you can expect 3.3 to 3.6 LPA, and in digital you can expect 7 to 8 LPA. That's the range. Okay, so prime you can expect 11 plus LPA. So I would say there is an exam which is being mandatory to give you, which is IPA, TCS IPA or something like that. I will create a dedicated video how you can practice all the TCS IPA questions, which are easy medium, not that hard, and not you need to solve the logics question, not the aptitude. It would be about the TCS, how the TCS work culture about the TCS, history about the TCS. You need to study and give the exam, and there would be 2 coding questions. I will tell you about everything in the question, but the thing is, you can get 40k to 60k as your joining bonus, and it will speed up your offer letter timeline. Great. So it would be very important video or update for you. Please stay tuned so that you won't miss this video and start preparing for it. Please subscribe the channel. I will meet you with a new video soon.